Going on from where we left off, we put Airboy on a motion guide, whooshing past Angelo. At the moment he doesn't appear to move believably, since his flying speed is constant, even from very far away. To believe that he's coming from afar, we need to start his motion off slow. Take a look at these circle animations. Both complete their motion in exactly 1 second, 24 frames in total. Their timings are the same, but both of them look very different. The reason is spacing. The top circle moves at a linear constant speed, which means all the frames are evenly spaced. The bottom circle animation, however, moves with an ease. Some frames are spaced closer together at the beginning, which will make it appear to move slower at the start and speed up near the end. This is done to show acceleration. There are many ways to add ease, as shown here. Ease in starts slow and ends fast. Ease out starts fast and ends slow. And ease in out starts and ends slow. Easing motions give your animation realism, and you will see this in this lesson. Let's add an ease to the tween. To add an ease to any classic tween, click on any one of the in-between frames and look at the Properties panel. Here you can see Frame Properties, and if the frame is part of a tween, we can refine the motion. We apply an ease in and select Cubic. The graph shows us an acceleration curve, rising slowly at first and then darting up. For now, just remember ease in means it starts slow and speeds up. Double-click to apply. Test the video to best see the effect of the ease. We finish off this scene with a little trick to make Angelo look like he's part of the environment. Let's give him a shadow. We'll duplicate the Angelo layer and rename it to Angelo's Shadow, then move it below Angelo. To work with ease, I'll lock the other layers. Click to select the Angelo graphic instance on the stage. We then choose the Free Transform tool and move the white dot, the pivot point, to the bottom so that we can flip the instance to below Angelo's feet. Next, let's skew it. To do that, we move the cursor a little bit to the side of the bottom handle on the transform box and click and drag to skew the selection.
To become a shadow, we will add a dark green tint, 100%.
When we test, notice that even though the shadow has been tinted and transformed, it is still the same Angelo movie clip and plays all the same. The shadow can also be animated for an interesting effect. Let's add a second scene. Go to the window menu and switch on Scene. We click on the New button to create a second scene. We can switch back to Scene 1 at any time. This scene will display the title of the game. We start by renaming the layer to Background, and we will add an instance of Sky to the stage. Let's make it nighttime and change the tint of this instance to very dark blue like before. It remains blue for a bit. We'll add a keyframe on frame 20 to mark the start of a new tint tween. The end keyframe is on frame 35. Click the instance and set the tint to a coral color, 80%. Then create the tween. After frame 35, the background will remain the same for the duration, which is 120 frames total. Next, we'll draw the game title. For now, we don't want it on the stage. Let's make it in the library. Click on New Symbol and name it Title, with type Graphic. First, rename the layer and select the Type tool. In the properties, I'll set the color, family, size, and letter spacing. We then click on the stage and type Mega in caps. Click outside the type box to make more text. Set the size and type the text. Using the Select tool, we position. Finally, create a new layer below called Label. We use two black rounded rectangles and draw frames around the text. Click back on the text and change them to white. Then click the back button to exit isolation mode. We'll keep this in the library for later. First, we'll make a fun little animation to do with the mushroom. Create a new layer and rename it. The mushroom will animate into the scene at frame 20. Drag an instance of the mushroom to above the stage and position in the center. I'll now show you how to animate a fall and an iconic mushroom bounce. We add a keyframe to frame 35 and move the mushroom nearly all the way down. Then I'll add a keyframe to 40 and 45. The two keyframes at the start and end, 35 and 45, is the position on the floor. Frame 40 is the highest it will bounce, so we move it up. Then we'll add the tweens. When playing on the timeline, we see that the linear constant motion looks very robotic. First, we need an ease in to accelerate the falling down. Double-click on Circ to apply. Then an ease out to slow down while going up. And finally another ease in. To make the mushroom look like it's part of the environment, let's make a shadow. Make a new layer below the mushroom and rename it. We'll start where the mushroom starts and make a keyframe. Unlike Angelo, we can just use the circle as a shadow. Use the oval tool and draw a disk. We then convert it to a symbol and adjust the final size. We'll make keyframes on the bounce positions. And then set the size and alpha for each, starting with small and dim to big and dark. Create classic tweens and add the same easing. That looks more believable. Once the mushroom falls in, we can add the title. I'll create a new layer at the top and name it Title. Then we create a keyframe on frame 50 and position the title graphic instance on the center of the stage. We're going to bounce the title in. So we create another 2 keyframes on 55 and 57. Resize the title like this, starting small, hitting the screen, and settling. Create the tweens and add a circular ease in at the first. Next we'll add a few shooting stars, so we'll create a shooting star movie clip. First we need a star graphic. Make a new graphic symbol in the library and name it star. To draw a star, choose the polygon tool and in the options select star. Change the color to black. Drag from the center of the stage and go back to scene 2. We won't tween the star animation in the main timeline, because if we want to tween many stars, we'll need many layers. Make another new symbol, name it shooting star, and set the type to movie clip. This will be our star animation. We'll add a star instance to the center of the stage, and at frame 24, add a keyframe. We want the star to spin around once. It won't help rotating it 360 degrees and then creating a tween. In Animate, that's the same as 0 degrees. Instead, click on one of the tween frames and then the properties select clockwise rotation. Now we'll exit isolation mode and return to scene 2. Let's make a new layer above background called Shooting Stars. We'll add a keyframe on frame 5 and add some shooting stars. We'll start with one, size it smaller, and tint it white. Then drag out some duplicates. With movie clips, we can add many instances to the same layer as long as we don't tween them all on one layer. Test the scene to see the effect.